Hi guys, it's MicheleMarieDalene, and today we got the tiny little filters from Security Camera 2000. I got 2 of them installed. Unfortunately, I had some difficulties installing the filters. Nothing too show-stopping, but it almost didn't work out the way I intended to work it out. This is the little tiny quartz pieces right in this bag here. And it came with, for 3 filters, it came with 6 stickies. Unfortunately, because of my ineptitude, I used those 6 stickies up at one time, and so that means this poor last filter has no way of attaching it to the camera unless I can contact Security Camera 2000 and ask him to send me 6 more stickies. I had to make some adjustments on the camera itself because of the color camera. The focus ring had to be adjusted. And I'm just picking up all the pieces here. You can see the little stickies, the adhesive tape for it. The problem I ran into putting these little stickies on was I did my best to follow the instructions. I told you the truth. I did my best. Okay? They're really small. And it turns out that the sticky tape is actually bigger than the filters. So, I mean, someone says, well, that's good. Oh, I couldn't have made the filters just as big as the sticky tape. And then it would have been a lot easier for me to get my fingers around it, and I wouldn't have had to use many pieces of tape. See, what happened was, at first, I got, as I said, the black and white camera was the easiest. I don't know why that was, but it was, okay? The color camera, not so much, okay? Now, obviously, this is the first time we've actually shot, in a long time, video without a color-correcting 80A filter on the camera. Did I get a lot of stops? And yes, I'm sorry, Angela, but these kitty cats are my test subjects because as long as their fur looks good, I look good, and the background looks good. You can see the background from the picture is a little greener than it was before. No pun intended about greener pressures. I gotta fix this measuring tape, it's broken, but, oh well, that's life, right? So, I got the filters, like I said. I got the zoom lens on, by the way. And obviously, my test subjects have just jumped off the table. And so, we will have to work on getting another test subject in here. Where the hell did this come from? Product return secure. Oh, okay, well, I don't need to return it. What I might need to do is contact them and ask them if they can get me some more tape. You know what I'll do is let me give them a call and see if I can get another strip of adhesives because I used them all up trying to get the first 2 filters on. Alright, so now we're going to show you a couple tests. Isn't videos wonderful? You can always screw up on them and no one really has to know it. No one has to hear you scream. Like I said, I kind of got my hands full here. And we talked also about the cryokinesis experiments. Well, I did some experiments with the cryokinesis really quick. I could not get a consistent result that I would say is definitive. I would have to say, at this point, it's it's not looking good for the myth. I have to tell you, I measured it with my hands, maybe because I was under too much manic depression, manic today to really reach that delta state or something. I don't know. It just didn't work out for me, and so okay. Now, since we have the zoom in, we are going to do some zooming today. I'm going to show you some zoom tests. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use because our living test subjects have moved. I'm going to use the chart here to do that. Okay? Because this is what we're going to be focusing on. Because there's one deficiency with this original lens, which is from the 70s, early 80s, the focus tends to slip a little. Right now we're using it, but let's see if we can actually show you the power of what it can do. It is a zoom, which has a range from 20 millimeter, that's the widest, to 80 millimeter, which is the narrowest, okay? And it has a pretty large aperture range. It's a fast lens. It's like 1.1, 1.5. It is technically a TV video lens, which honestly I'm not sure exactly what that means. So might not hear me doing much talking, because obviously I'll be on the other side of the room. So what I'll do is let me turn this other microphone on. And then I can put that one closer to where I am. And that way I can show it to you. All the stuff works as we go. Because I did promise you a demonstration for the camera specifically. And that's what we're going to do right now. And I'm also going to show you how the filter worked on the other camera. But just getting a standard infrared filter. There's a couple kinds that can screw in either before or after the lens. This one here sits on top of the CCD sensor. I think that's hurting the picture big time. The other kind goes on the front of the lens like the ADA filter does, which is kind of a pink-blue kind of thing. Usually used for astronomy, but you can also use them for standard digital cameras as well, and that would definitely be a lot better, because if you don't like it, you can just take it off and put the regular ADA filter back on it. Now, right now, I don't want to go out there and blow a wad getting another lens at this filter. You know what I would do? What? Fuck it. What? Fuck it. Buy the damn thing. You're right. This is not working that well. Michelle sat there slaving over a hot camera, trying to get the focus back ring focused right to make it look as good as it does. Right. If you bought the kind, it costs a mint, you could have bought the other one on top of the front of the lens, and then you could have focused it and gotten it dead perfect without having to change the back focus on the camera. And let's be honest, when you were legally blind, you got small fingers, and you got big fingers. They're not Shrek sausages, but they're big enough, right? That's the problem. I have to admit with you, Lou. Oh, yeah. By the way, I'm just looking for something here. Oh, yes, you want to show that. I was going to show. Yeah, there it is. The specialist from the Board of Education Services for the Blind came today, and we found a hand magnifier that seems to work for my eyes fairly good. It's a 5x magnification, and it has a LED light on the bottom. You can also use it without the light too. It just uses a couple batteries. This is pretty good actually. Unfortunately, it would not have worked too good for mounting that little filter. No. Unfortunately, it would not have worked because there would have been no room to get it in there. But for the time being, it is just working, so that's what counts. Screw-ups are not the special filters that can be put on over the lens. I am gonna you're right, Loom. I think I should definitely buy it. I definitely would. This thing, I don't like these filters at all. In fact, I think that they're guaranteed trouble more than help. You see, Michele's camera technically already had a filter in it. It did, but the problem was it's still there. It's just the problem is it's not designed for dealing with incandescent light. Why would a camera manufacturer not consider a filter to deal with incandescent light? Because most people in most offices and most homes now are using LEDs. Oh, okay. That's right. And so, or CFLs. I don't have a problem with the CFLs in certain circumstances, but like I explained to the guy from the BESB today, they're really a problem on my eyes. So, alright. We're going to get ready to demo. So, guys, if you wonder why the picture looks like crap, I apologize. Okay, the filter apparently is affecting with the final image hitting the CCD sensor in a way that is not complimentary at all. And it's the reason why this kind of a filter system that goes on top of the CCD sensor, or if it was a film camera on top of the piece of film, is guaranteed bad juju, because it's taking away it's softening the work of the camera lens. As you remember when you were looking at my video with this situation, it looked really good with just the 88 filter. So I really kind of wish. However, I will admit one thing. What? The green screen is green. That's true. The green screen is green. Yes, it is. Okay, so let's get started with this demonstration today. Okay, now, a zoom. What makes a zoom work? Well, you're supposed to be able to zoom in like that, and it's supposed to keep the focus when you zoom out like that. Well, unfortunately, this whole camera lens doesn't quite work that well. But this is... Okay, so now let me set this back to where it was. Okay. So that's basically how it works. And, oh, yes, you probably want to see how the monochrome camera looks. Well, wish you luck, guys. Again, bring it down to the other monitor. Now, first of all, this is NTSC monitor, not PAL, so... Zooming out here. There we go. We can see here what you can see with PAL versus NTSC. So this is the picture from the monochrome video camera, and has the same filter on it. So it works the same way as the other camera does. It's just that it happens to be sorry guys, it's just the nature of NTSC versus PAL and syncing together. You can see the camera mount sitting right up there on the top of the table. You can see the zoom lens allows you to zoom in and out without having to physically change the lenses. Okay, on a CCD sensor filter, it's not really the best way to go. I mean, it works fine on some things. But it's not. Well, you know, the nice thing about Islam is that we can use now the varifocal lens that we couldn't use before. Oh! Yeah, wait a minute, you're right. Oh, I know what you're talking about. The one that you couldn't use in this one because you didn't have the proper filtering. Exactly. So, but you lose quality and resolution. That's not that great. Yes, no, it's not. You're right. Okay. But weren't you the one who told me that I put too much emphasis on quality and picture and all that? Yeah, but Michelle, let's put it this way. It's in degrees. It's in degrees. Okay, I'm not going to go there. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll just say right now is that, yes, I can use the varifocal lens. In fact, the varifocal lens is a lot physically smaller. It's lighter. It gets like a son of a bitch. Yeah, it only goes to 12 millimeters. It's great for wide shots for like if you're like in a very big room thing. But Michelle does the kind of work that is really focus critical and it's not really conducive to that lens. See, you really don't think that the filters are good. I think the filter sucks. I mean, it's not the filter. Maybe we're being a little bit unfair. I think that the problem that we're having is that it sucks because there's absolutely no practical way to get it perfectly flat against the CCD film plane. It's just not. I mean, I saw you have to sit there and basically slave over a hot camera to get that thing to even look this good. I'm not pink anymore. No, but that's not the point. It's not the fact that you're pink. Oh, that certainly is a big problem. It's just that it's just a lot of work to do for something that should be plenty much plug and play. Even when you set up to ATW, it works great now, but the focus sucks. But then again, we could try out with the CB234, which has still got the original built-in factory filter. Yeah, and now the filter and the CB234 and this filter look almost like the same. In fact, the picture looks better. In fact, if you were set to automatic exposure and automatic white balance, you probably wouldn't see much difference. But then again, don't forget, these cameras are designed for watching people watching the register at convenience stores, for example. So, I mean, this camera here is well beyond what it was intended for. That's true. Like you said, it's just a matter of degrees. I mean, you took a camera that was never designed for this application and you made it work. And people have actually said, no, wow, that's kind of cool. How did you do that? And yet, if I think about the work, I think you have done a very wonderful job on that. But I think that we also have to decide based on other things. Now, by the way, you're going to be using the zoom for most work? Probably not, because it's really heavy. This thing can really seriously is putting a lot of strain on the lens mount on my camera, so it's just put a lot of weight on it. Yeah, it's also very delicate. It's very, very expensive lens. It's like that lens is brand new back in the 70s. It probably costed close to at least $400, $500. So at least, and that's pretty conservative price. It's for some things like where you want a telephoto, going back to 20 to 80 millimeters, zooming back and forth, say for example for like if you're watching a football game or something like that, or you're shooting outdoor sporting, it makes sense, right? But if you're going to be shooting like in this case here of a studio where the lens is not really going to be moved around that much. And it makes sense just to use the fixed focus length lens because that's not going to be as critical to focus the camera up at fixed focus. By the way, the filter works really well on the monochrome camera. Yeah, it does. Okay. It's not totally light insensitive though to infrared because we tested that. Right, it's not totally, but it's good enough that you can actually don't have to worry about having your body look like it's gonna turn pink or something. Well, human skin is kind of pinkish, yeah, but you know what I mean. Like when you were wearing your coronation dress, that thing was pink, right? And also, the background is really green now, so which means that technically chroma key should work pretty good. You know. By the way, my eyes are doing good. Oh, that's good. And they have been doing a lot better with the glare. Yes, they have. And I think that as far as Michelle's trying to point out here, as far as when you're doing videos on YouTube, sometimes you try different things. And I think that it does better to use, I don't know. I mean, I was surprised you were even able to get this thing installed at all. I mean, I thought you were going to totally fungal the thing. Well, I kind of did. You kind of did. But you know what I would do is contact them up and say, excuse me, could I have some more? The thinking is I'll just go ahead and buy the regular infrared filter from Echolax, or whatever it came, Recolax. Even it costs like $30 for screw-on 49mm. Because, like you said, it's really messing up my focus on my picture enough that I'm not at all impressed with it. I mean, I suppose if you wanted to watch, for crime, I guess it wouldn't make much of a damn difference, but I am very picky. You're picky. It's just like the old Wild Browns commercial. Picky. Yeah, that's me. Picky. I have to be. Because I abide by a higher authority. Oh, please. Hebrew National. They say we can use cheap filters. We don't. They say we can use lousy cables. We don't. They say we should use NTSC. We can't. We're technical experts, and we abide by higher authority. Okay. Oh, that's good to know. I mean, at least you're in a good mood today. Yeah, well, after I got a few hours of sleep, my sinuses are kind of drained a little bit, so yeah, I'm in a little bit better mood. Alright, so guys, I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing this down. Yep. We're gonna leave all the screw-ups in here? I don't know. Do you think they really want to see them all? I don't know. Maybe we might take some of them out. Take out some of them. We'll leave some of it in. I don't think you would hear when the mixer went boom on the floor there. No, I don't think you would hear that. No, I think your ears will be killing you. Okay, we're gonna let you go. So, anyway, don't forget to like, share with your friends and enemies the video. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Yes, we have a whole new year, 2015. So we will be covering new topics as we go. Okay? And also, don't forget you can leave comments in the comment section below. And if you really rather make a private comment, you can email me at bichelea3@gmail.com. And I will do my best to answer your comment within reason. And this thing is freaking huge. Yeah. That's how big this stupid filter was. You see it, by the way, just see a little square inside? Yeah. That's actually the size of the actual filter. You're kidding me. Wow. Yeah. Alright, so, and like I said, if you're going to go with using these kind of behind the lens filters of IR cut, if you really can avoid it, do it. If you can't, well, you can't, you know. I think I should have went with the regular standard front behind screw in filter, because I think it would have worked a lot better for me. Okay, that's it. Bye bye, everybody.